I don't know if this is working, dude. Let's see. But essentially, for today, right? We got a busy episode of New Comic Book Weekly. Thank you guys for joining me. Last week was a big success, dude. I had a lot of fun talking New York Comic Con news. This week, we're building a pull list, guys. So, for those that haven't done it before, if you've never done a pull list before in your life, we'll get through one and show you guys sort of how to do it. So I go through all the publishers and add things that I want to read for New Comic Book Day and single issues from my local comic book stores. And guys, we got the notebook out. We're gonna hand write the pull list, okay, when we get to that. But also in this New Comic Book Weekly, we're doing some comic book reviews. This will be after we get through the pull list, right? And then we're also unboxing. Where the heck did I put it? Oh, it's right next to me, dude. We're unboxing the Joker action figure. This will be at the tail end of New Comic Book Weekly. You guys voted overwhelmingly for me to open this on a poll that I posted on the YouTube. It's like 50% of the votes, dude, to open this Joker. So, want to do some villains for the month of October, sort of doing like a villain kind of thing. And yeah, dude, so we'll get this open at the tail end of the episode. That's what you can look forward to. And AWS is currently affecting stream very lagging for me and speeding to catch up. Yeah, dude, this is what I was worried about, bro. So there's an AWS outage today. I was wondering if I should even stream today and just wait for tomorrow for this AWS outage to be resolved, I guess. And maybe I should have waited because I'm not seeing any comments coming in through like the software that I use. I see them here in the actual stream itself. I have here on my iPad. And then also there's that banner going across the top of your guys' screen. Hold on, I don't even know how do I fix that? Did that fix it? Yeah, like why is there a blue thing across the top that says an issue is I wish that would go away for you guys. But anyways, maybe we should just get to it, all right? It's kind of a scuffed episode of New Comic Book Weekly. It's all laggy. Nothing's working right. But yeah, so let's get into it. We're going to be building a pull list right after we go over this week's new comic book. So as people start, filtering into the live stream, let's go over what we're going to be picking up for New Comic Book Day, October 22nd. And let me know if I'm missing anything, guys. That's also the real important part. So first off, we got Absolute Wonder Woman. That's just a given. You got to be pulling Absolute Wonder Woman. It's the best Absolute title. Ooh. Okay. Banner is still there for you. Gary Kruger. Shout out, dude. I don't know why that banner is there on your end, and I don't think I can get rid of it besides shutting down the stream. So I guess we'll just leave it. That's really annoying, dude. Because it's not on my end. I don't see any banner. I only saw that when I checked on your guys' end. Yeah, see? That blue banner, dude. What is that? Anyways, dude. So yeah, Absolute Wonder Woman. That's gonna be a must pull. You guys got to be picking that up if you haven't already. If you're waiting in trades, I get it, but that's been like one of the best. That might be the best single issue series from DC right now. Never done a pull list. Oh, dude, Chewy Queso. Then you're in luck, dude, because this is gonna be a blast. We'll be building up the pull list from the ground up. I essentially like every 3 months I just redo the pull list to send a new email to my local comic book shop to let them know what I'm looking to pick up. And yeah, so we'll get to it. Absolute Wonder Woman is definitely going on there. I'll tell you that. Escape #3. That one's pretty good. This one is a Rick Remender written series. It's a war series with artwork from Daniel Cunha. So it's been really good so far. Definitely recommend adding this one to your pull list. It's really good from Image Comics. It's like one of my favorite series of the year. Same thing like with Exquisite Corpses. This is a great series from James Tiny and the Fourth's Tiny Onion little outfit there. We get, I don't know why it's probably due to the AWS outage. I can't see the creative teams attached to each of these issues, man. That's weird, dude. This AWS outage is pretty brutal. But looking to pick up Exquisite Corpses. For those that don't know, it's a battle royale series. It's like a Halloween, takes place in the Halloween time, and a bunch of these killers are there's a tournament, and they're trying to be the last one standing. And if you are, then the family that you represent, the billionaire rich family that you represent, gets to be the king of the U.S. for 5 years. like the secret underground king controlling everything. So yeah, Exquisite Corpse has been really good. It takes place in Maine too, which is cool because I live in Maine, so small town in Maine sort of vibes. See that just loaded in. That's the AWS outages, bro. It's crazy. Did the banner go away? I don't think the banner went away, huh? Yeah, probably not. So stupid. Why is that banner there, dude? Anyways, Exquisite Corpses. That's great. Look, there's all these comments that are not coming through. Um, like we got Gary saying he's trying to get like me for real. I'm not that special, dude. I'm not that special. We also got Gary saying he's gonna wait for the trade for Escape. That makes sense, dude. Becoming absolute Batman. Good luck, dude. That guy's ripped. You got a lot of work to do. What is the AWS outage? Yeah, so this was affecting me at work too. So I guess like AWS is just having issues all day, and they host a lot of the internet, right? So if you have a company and you use AWS, your website was probably down today. Like I know Fortnite got affected, right? Like a lot of video games use AWS. A lot of my websites for work use AWS, so I was barely able to do any work today. But yeah, Exquisite Corpse has been really good. Fantastic Four has been really good too. So that's going to be, a definite pickup from me. One of my favorites out of Marvel Comics. Green Arrow 29. This one's sad, dude, because this series is coming to an end very shortly, and I've been loving it. DC series has been really good. With Montos on the art, Chris Condon writing it, man. This has been a really good series, and it's ending. So sad, but we're gonna be picking up, the last couple that they released for sure. We also got Justice League Unlimited. So I guess this is probably a DCKO tie-in, the Terrific 10 Part 1. Yeah, DCKO tie-in. So I'm liking DCKO so far. You got to be picking this up if you're into DCKO, I guess. It seems like it's like one of the main tie-ins to the series. So yeah, Justice League Unlimited been pretty fun so far. Kind of stinks that it keeps getting sidetracked with all the events. This DC the Justice League Unlimited, but been pretty fun so far. New history of the DC universe. Check out down here. The artist for this one. We got Hayden Sherman coming in to do a lot of the art for the new history of the DC universe, issue number 4. I'm excited about that, dude. Hayden Sherman is just a killer artist, really killing the game right now, so that should be pretty cool. Number 4, News from the Fallout's been a pretty fun series. It's a like black and white, like the art looks like the cover, so very interesting and unique artwork. Written from Chris Condon, who's been killing it lately. Really reminds me of like an episode of the Twilight Zone. So definitely check out News from the Fallout in the trade format if you get a chance. Pretty good stuff. Like a zombie apocalypse sort of story. Skinbreaker number 2, I thought Skinbreaker 1 was great. David Finch's artwork was insane on this one. Little light on the story, I guess, or like the writing, a little bit light from Robert Kirkman, but just setting up a pretty fun scenario there. But the artwork from David Finch is like the reason to pick this up. It was crazy detailed stuff. Been working on it for like 10 years, something like that. Crazy with Skinbreaker. Superman 31. I've been loving the Superman title. 31 issues in, written from, Joshua Williamson. He's just killing it. Looks like we got Barrows coming into the art. Love Barrows look for Superman, so that should be fun. And yeah, DC KO tie-in. Say what you will about the tie-ins, but I've been picking up the Superman ongoing since it started, and I'm gonna keep doing it. Definitely check that series out, man. That's been a real joy to continue and keep up with. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 12. I believe, yeah, this is the last one from Jason Aaron and Juan Ferrer, man. So end of an era, kind of like how Transformers was ending a couple weeks ago, right? And switching over to the Dan Mora with the Robert Kirkman. Looks like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is also going to end. Jason Aaron and Juan Ferreira are leaving the title. Get some new creative teams coming in, but yeah, this will be the end of their era, man. So excited about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 12 to close it out. Ultimate Spider-Man 22. That's going to be pretty interesting. As you guys can see, last will and testament of Redacted. So I'm not sure what's going to happen in this one, man. I guess I'm ready for like a big surprise or like a big reveal, maybe like a death, as we're closing out the Ultimate Spider-Man volume. I think it's only going to go for 24 issues, right? As the Ultimate Universe in general is coming to an end. So looking forward to the Ultimate Spider-Man number 22. Ultimate Spider-Man Incursion number 5. This has been a fun little mini series that focuses on Miles Morales as he's trying to get his sister that they were transported into the Ultimate Universe. So he kind of followed his sister and trying to look for her. It's been fun. We've been looking at all the different corners of the Ultimate Universe. Fun little summer series. Nothing must read by any means. Been pretty fun. Two more. Wow, big week for the Ultimates, man. So we got Ultimate 17 as well. This has got to be my favorite Ultimate title, man. I know a lot of people, it's Spider-Man. I don't blame you guys if it's Spider-Man, but for me, it's the Ultimate. It's been really good so far, all throughout, with Dennis Camp writing it, of course. So we got Phil Noto coming in to do the art. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And finally, last but not least, the Invisible Man #3. So this is a Universal Monsters title. I've been liking it so far. Not my like the first issue, I was like, oh, okay, interesting. Second issue, I thought was a big step up. So we're looking forward to issue #3. James Tynion IV, of course, is writing it. He wrote the Dracula series from Universal Monsters. So he's coming back in to do a Invisible Man series. Loving this cover too. That's just a cool cover from Denis. And yeah, been liking this one. I would say right now, The Invisible Man is probably my third favorite. It's probably after Frankenstein and then Dracula from James Tynion IV, and then probably Invisible Man would be how I rank them. So yeah, dude, check out all of these comic books, dude. This is my pull list for the week. Massive week. I'm getting destroyed. And as I was going through it, obviously, as you guys heard, there's nothing here that I would want to drop. So that kind of stinks, man. I'm kind of screwed here, in terms of the pulls. I guess with Green Arrow is about to end, right? New History of the DC Universe, that's a mini. News from the Fallout, that's a mini too. Um, Ultimate Spider-Man Incursion, that's a mini as well. So Invisible Man is mini as well. So a lot of minis, right? So eventually all of these will phase off and will just be the ongoings. But yeah, dude, 15 comics for the week. That's kind of brutal, man. That's kind of brutal. But that's what we got for what I'm pulling in the week of October 22nd. Back it up with the comments, dude. I don't know why they're not coming in on my system I got going on. I got to read them off my iPad. I wish Justice League Unlimited was outside the rest of the all-in continuity and just told great Justice League stories from the Justice League Unlimited show. Gary, I'm with you there, dude. That's what I was kind of hoping for with the first arc. That seemed like where they were trending, but ever since it's been kind of pulled and pulled in all sorts of different directions, all sorts of different events and that sort of thing. But I wish they would get back to it, man, where it was just Justice League like the show. That was when it was really cool. So in that regard, I think Justice League Unlimited has dipped down quite a bit. But it's tough because DC is using it as like their main series almost. Like that's like the backbone of the DC universe is Justice League Unlimited. So anything that happens, it kind of goes through the Justice League Unlimited series. So kind of an interesting place that they find themselves in. Gary said he added Skinbreaker to his pull list after issue 1, and it's only going to be 8 issues. There you go, man. Skinbreaker was really good, I thought, the first issue. Invisible Man on his pull list, too, since it's only 4 issues, and he has to complete the run. Gary, I agree with that. And then Chewy Queso says, holy, I'm assuming that is in reference to how large my pull list is, man. But yeah, or sorry, like how many pulls I'm pulling for this week with like 17 or whatever issues. And yeah, so that was the first topic. Like I was saying, we're going to get into the pull list, guys. We're going to be building the pull list from the start, from scratch, and then we're going to be reviewing last week's comic books, so everything that came out. What was the new comic book day, man? I don't know. Whatever came out last Wednesday for new comic book day. So stuff like New Gods, we got Absolute Flash, I got Nightwing, Justice League Unlimited, we got Crypto, the Last Dog of Krypton, and then we got Shredder as well. So we'll get to reviews for those after we do the pull list. And then at the tail end, we're unboxing this Joker, man. So you guys stay tight. At the very end, we'll be unboxing the classic McFarlane Toys Joker. Looking at all the accessories, the articulation, and that sort of thing. But let's build the pull list, man. So, like I was showing you guys, we got it handwritten. Handwritten, okay? We got column for DC, Marvel, Image, and the others, okay? Let's start with DC. What would you guys say is your first, you gotta add it, series from DC? Because for me, it's got to be the Absolutes, right? So the Absolutes go in first. We're doing Absolute Batman. We're going Superman. Doing these things, yeah. We're doing Wonder Woman. And we're doing Martian Manhunter, okay? So those are the 3 Absolutes to start. Those are the must-haves. You got to add them, right? We're also going to add Absolute Flash. And this might be kind of a hot wait, one, two. Yeah, Martian Manhunter, yep. And then Absolute Flash. This might be a hot take, but I'm kind of liking the Absolute Flash title the last couple issues. It's ramping up. The stakes are set. They've kidnapped Wally's dad, so he has to go and like save his dad. And he's teaming up with the Rogue. So I think it's an interesting switch from Jeff Lemire, where you got Wally West Flash teaming up with his own Rogues gallery to save his dad, possibly, right? So that's kind of an interesting setup. I know that a lot of people had dropped the series by now. I don't blame you. I don't blame you, man. Honestly, I don't blame you. Now, we're not going to add Absolute Green Lantern, guys. That might be a hot take. How are we feeling about Absolute Green Lantern? That's going in the drop section. Abs Green Lantern. That's a minus, guys. We're dropping that one. I got to email my shop to make sure I don't get them anymore. That's going to be a series I read on DC Universe Infinite. Not necessarily a series I need to pull every single month in a single, you know what I mean? So that's kind of the line we got to draw. Keeping the pull list a little tight, you know? You can't just be pulling everything. These things are expensive. Comic collecting is an expensive hobby, so you got to keep it kind of under control. We're dropping Absolute Green Lantern. Next up, though, okay? We gotta add the regular Batman title, the not absolute, because that's been sick. So you gotta add Batman, just the regular Batman. You gotta add the regular Superman. That's a must add as well. Also, don't judge my handwriting, all right? I know it's bad. Wait, actually, is that far enough? Get a little closer. Oh, Jesus Christ. Are you guys able to see that better? Hopefully. Very delicate system here, guys. Could all fall apart at any given moment. Okay. So that's what we got. The absolutes minus Absolute Green Lantern, Batman, and Superman. Now, what would be next up? Okay. So what I do is I refer back to my previous pull list. So this is back in August when I did this one. Actually, is that the best way to do it? Let's look at. Okay, I got it, right? We got this big stack. This stack is a bunch of DC comics that I pulled last month, okay? So we'll go through it like that. So Quantum Karma is a series that ended. Don't need to worry about it. Gotham by Gaslight, we're dropping. I've already dropped. I let my shop know. Superman, we just added. So that's good to know. Adventures of Superman, Book of L. This one we're going to be adding to the pull list. I'm liking issues number 1 and 2. So add Adventures of Superman. Because I like, everything that Philip Kennedy Johnson's doing, man. I really like the overarching narrative that he's got going on with the Warworld saga, and he's continuing it with My Adventures with Superman. Adventures of Superman, Book of L is the name of the series. And yeah, I'm loving it so far. Superman way in the future. He's got to get back to the past, get back to Lois and everything. Pretty cool so far. So we're going to add that. We already added Absolute Superman. That one's already on it. Detective Comics. Is anybody reading current Detective Comics? I'm a couple issues behind. And to be honest with you, I was going to drop it. So we're dropping Detective Comics. If a series is like, something like, okay, here's how I put it. If a series is coming out, okay, we got Captain Underpants. He comments and he says, I'm telling my shop to pull everything. I'm all in. Shout out to Scott Snyder. Captain Underpants, this guy's nuts, dude. He's all in, dude. I'm only sort of in nowadays, Detective Comics we're dropping. Because, dude, if I pick up like a bunch of Detective Comics and I'm like 3 issues behind, right? It constantly is at the bottom of my to read pile week after week. And eventually it's just like, oh, okay, I'm just not that into reading it, right? So Detective Comics we're going to drop. Maybe catch it on DC Universe Infinite, but we're not going to be picking up the single issues anymore, man. So we're dropping that. That's got a minus up here, okay? Batman Dark Patterns. This one is technically almost over. So we won't put it on there. We'll just put it like up here, okay? Dark. You know what? Because it's not like a pull, right? Because it's not like it's almost over. You don't even count those, okay? Crypto Last Dog Krypton. This series just ended, so we don't gotta worry about it. The New Gods. The New Gods just had issue number 11, so there's only one more left. So we're not going to add this to the pull list, but it's been really good. Check it out in a trade if you get a chance. Vactor, buddy, friend of the channel, Vactor says the only thing I'm all in on is Cody's YouTube channel, dude. Thanks, Vactor. Shout out. Dude, sorry it's got the banner on the top. I can't make it go away without like shutting down the live stream and then like trying it again. So sorry about the banner that's on the top, all right? Blame AWS. That's not me. Superman, the Kryptonite Spectrum. I gotta admit, this series is a little bit of a disappointment. Just a little bit. But it's also a mini series from DC Black Label, so we don't need to add it to the pull list. It's there in spirit, but a little bit disappointing, not gonna lie. History of the DC Universe. This one is already on the pull list and it's about to end, so we're not gonna add it. Move right along. Green Arrow. I'm gonna add this because there's still a couple more issues left, all right? And it makes me sad that no one else is picking it up. So we're adding Green Arrow to the pull list. And, just wait a couple of seconds, guys. We'll get into the Marvel. We'll get into the Image and the other indies as well. But first up is DC. Oh, dude, here we go. Is this finally working? I can display Vactor's comment. He says the only thing he's all in on is Cody's YouTube channel. And then he says, AWS is fooling. Yeah, dude, I had trouble at work today, like trying to do my job because of the AWS outage. Anyways. Yeah, let's keep moving. So, yeah, Green Arrow, we're adding to the pull. It's been so good. You guys weren't pulling it. Now it's canceled. That's all right, man. It's going on the pull. This is the next big question, guys. What are we doing with Wonder Woman? What are we doing with the Wonder Woman series? From Tom King, I'm like 3-4 issues behind, maybe 5. I'm thinking of dropping it, man. I'm thinking of dropping it and reading it on DC Universe Infinite. Who is still pulling Wonder Woman? Is there a reason why I should pull it? Unless I see a comment in the next 10 seconds, we're dropping this series, dude. If someone's like, no, dude, don't drop it. Speak now or forever. We got a comment from Vactor. He says, hey, Cody, if you could only pull one Marvel, one DC, what would they be? My DC pull might be Absolute Wonder Woman. If I had to pick just one, it's either probably that, the Batman like main title, just to keep reading it and enjoying it with everybody else, or it's Absolute Wonder Woman because that one's like a can't miss series. And then for Marvel, nowadays, man, I might be pulling the Captain America. Like if I can only pull one Marvel, as we'll get into the Marvel pulls in a second, but it might be the Captain America, dude. Honestly, it's been really good. Vactor says, drop it like it's hot. And then Captain Underpants says, don't drop it. Tom King is entering flow state. You guys realize these are completely polar opposite opinions, right? That doesn't help me. I don't know what the hell to do now. Oh boy, dude. Oh boy, dude. All right, we'll put Wonder Woman. We'll put a question mark. We'll put 2 question marks, guys. We'll see if the poll, how it's looking at the end of this exercise. And if it's like really big, we might drop it. If there's enough room, we can leave it on, okay? Because it does feel weird, right? You got to pull, the longest time I was like, hey, you got to pull the Trinity. You got to pull Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman just to see what the hell is going on at DC, right? But yeah, I'm just not feeling this Wonder Woman series like overall. But listen, if Captain Underpants says keep it, then maybe we'll keep it, dude. It's got 2 question marks for now. Superman Unlimited. This is a series that I think I'm going to drop after issue 6 just came out. We're going to review it here in a second. Issue number 6. We got it on here, over here on the side. But I think that it didn't like blow my mind, right? So I think I'm dropping Superman Unlimited. So yeah, I think we're dropping Superman Unlimited, catching it on DC Universe Infinite, right? It's not one that I need in a physical single issue. Down here, we say Vactor. He says, I'll give Tom King the benefit of the doubt. That's what I was like thinking, right? Like, Tom, he's one of those writers, man. Like sometimes you'll write my favorite series of all time, like Human Target, Gotham City Year One, Wonder Woman, freaking Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, right? But sometimes, man, he's writing this Wonder Woman. I'm just like not that into it. Absolute Batman, we already added. Absolute Flash, we already added. Batman and Robin year one. So that one's interesting because that one's about to end. And it's been excellent, but it's about to end. So we won't add it to the pull list. It's there in spirit. You guys should check it out if you get a chance. It's been real good. Nightwing. We're adding Nightwing, dude. Are you joking? Of course we're adding Nightwing. That's been excellent. Dude, low key, I kind of like this Nightwing run maybe more than Tom Taylor's, bro. Don't tell Tom Taylor. Don't tell Bruno Redondo. But I think the Dexter Soy artwork, I think it's doing something for me, man. It's really sick. Of course, we get this cover. Yeah, this cover is from Dexter Soy. So you give you guys an example of the art you were dealing with. Like a darker look for Nightwing. It really works for me. So Nightwing will be adding it. Vactor says Absolute Wonder Woman's a great pick. Chip Zdarsky is cooking on that cat book. Yeah, dude, that's how I feel, right? And then he says, Tom King's Batman is fantastic to me. Got a lot of hate, but I love it. So yeah, I gotta read his. I haven't even read his Batman stuff, dude. I mostly read Tom King's miniseries, not so much his ongoings. All right, so the Batman series, we're adding that. We already added that. Absolute Wonder Woman, we had already added. Here's a good one. You gotta add Batgirl, dude. Batgirl's been so good, man. Been so good. So we're adding Batgirl. Cassandra Cain tearing it up. Tate Bromble on the writing. Miyazawa on the artwork. This is a must-add pull, man. Batgirl, been so good. Definite spot on the pull list. Vactor says, what? Cody with the hot take? I'm telling Tom and Bruno. Yeah, dude, I don't know. That might be the hottest take I got, dude, is that I'm just liking this Nightwing run a little bit more. It's like the darker kind of look, right? Like I know Nightwing's like a hopeful hero, but working in Bloodhaven, right? I'm looking for like that edge. And I think Dexter Soy kind of brings it, right? So really good fighting, really good action. And then Dan Waters with like his kind of darker tone. I don't know. It's working for me. Seth the Tech. See, this is where I wish it was popping up on the goddamn screen, dude. Unbelievable, man. So Seth the Tech says, what comic got you into comics? So I like to say that the comic that really like started my love for comics was probably The Walking Dead, honestly, dude. Because I got the compendiums, and those just like blew my mind when my parents got me them. The story I like to tell is that the Walking Dead show was coming out. My family was really big into it. We watched every episode together, and eventually one of the season finales happened. My parents, they got me the compendiums because they're like, hey, read ahead and then let us know what happens, like what's gonna happen in the show. So I just remember like binging the compendiums over like a week, like a Christmas break or something like that, and having my parents like sit around, like my family sit around the living room, and I'm like, yeah, and then this happens, and then the bad guy comes, and then he's got one eye, and then he hits this guy in the head with a bat. I like going through that with my family, so that was always a memory to me. The Walking Dead compendium, dude. So that's what I would say for my comic that got me into comics. Chewy Queso just said he finished his run on Batman and he loved the first half. So he loved the first half of Tom King's run on Batman there. War of Jokes and Riddles was my favorite. Chewy Queso also says Kite Man, hell yeah. And he loved the double date issues. Oh, yeah, the double date issues are classic. I have read those, even if I haven't read the Tom King run. Anyways, dude, carrying right along, man, with the pull list. Birds of Prey. This one's ending too, kind of like Green Arrow, but we'll add it. We'll add it just for fun, dude. So Birds of Prey, because no one else is adding it, dude. The series is getting canceled because no one's adding it, but we'll add it. I've been liking it. Kelly Thompson's killing it on this one. Real fun stuff there. And then, okay, this is the question, guys. What do we do with this JSA series, man? How are we feeling about the JSA series? Issue 12 came out, Ragnarok Part 2, and now they're doing like a JSA Year 1 story. I don't know, Jeff Lemire, man. I don't know, dude. Maybe I'll drop it. I'm kind of leaning towards dropping it, man. I think I'm dropping it. Big decisions are being made here, guys. I think I'm dropping JSA. I like it, but it's not one that I need to pick up in single issues, right? Cheesy Bone says, nah, we got to trim down that the DC list. That's what I'm saying, dude. JSA, you've been fun, but I can read you on DC Universe Infinite. I don't need it in single issues, you know? Damn, that hurts because it's a Jeff Lemire series, but if I'm still pulling Absolute Flash, you know what I mean? So I'm still got some Jeff Lemire in the pull, right? So Vactor says drop JSA. He also says DC Infinite. Yeah, That might be how we read JSA, man. Anyways, yeah, so JSA, I think I'm dropping it, man. I have to tell my shop. And then finally, on the stack I got here, we got Absolute Green Lantern. We've already dropped it. You guys see here, Abs, GL. We're dropping Absolute Green Lantern. F's in the chat for Absolute Green Lantern. F's in the chat for Joe. Really cool protagonist. Just not vibing with the series, man. Not vibing overall. Which comic do you wish was the most continuing? Dude, you know what? Honestly, this is like and you know nobody knows because they haven't like read it. But this Green Lantern, hold on, Green Arrow series from. Let me find the single issue. This Green Arrow series is like the most underrated series I've ever read in my life. And I'll say that until I'm on my deathbed, dude. I'll say that until I'm dead in the dirt. This series is totally underrated. Should have gone on for 40 issues, right? 40 more. They only ended it at like 13, man. Brutal. Brutal. So, Seth, to answer your question, which comic do I wish was the most continuing? Maybe this one, dude. It's not popping up on this. This AWS outage is driving me nuts, man. Next week, guys, for New Comic Book Weekly, it won't be like this. Okay, here we go. It popped up finally. Which comic was the most continuing? It's got to be this Green Arrow, man. Got to be. Ultimate Spider-Man. Cheesy Bones says Ultimate Spider-Man. He wishes was the most continuing. That's a good pick, too, because the original Ultimate Spider-Man, I mean, I got 4 omnibuses over there, man. Excellent stuff all the way throughout. And this volume of Ultimate Spider-Man only goes for 24 issues. You know what I mean? I get that, you know, Jonathan Hickman wants to like move on, I guess, right? But it's a series that's got a lot of potential. Adult Spider-Man, you know what I mean? Anyways, Green Arrow is my pick, but that's a good pick, dude, for Ultimate Spider-Man. Vactor says how I read Far Sector. Must read if you're a Joe Mullen fan. I need the deluxe edition because I saw they printed that. I have the wait. I think I gave it away. I must have given it away on a because I knew I was gonna upgrade to the deluxe eventually. But I gave away my trade for like a giveaway at some point. Okay, guys, here's what we're doing now though, because we got to look at the future of DC. Okay, to add to the pull list. So we're gonna look at, and for those that don't know, this app right here, this thing's a godsend. You guys need this app right now. Like, download this app immediately. League of Comic Geeks. It's so good. And you can see everything that's releasing for all the publishers like into the future, right? So we're gonna look at DC. This is what they got coming out this week. Let's look at next week, okay? Anything here jumping out? I guess it'd be cool to have the Superman Red and Blue special. That's kind of sick, but if my shop has one, I'll pick it up. But that's not one I need to let them know about, you know. All right, moving right along. We got Batman. Anything that's not here. Poison Ivy, I dropped that a long time ago. That was pretty good, but I did drop it. Maybe I should go like this though, actually. Maybe I should go like this. For those that don't know, you can do this, right? Other refinements, only number ones. Because those are the things we might add to the pool, right? So we're gonna look at the number ones from DC. Night Fight. All right, we got to add DCKO Night Fight. I'm not doing all the tie-ins, right, guys? I'm only doing Night Fight and the main tie-ins, like in DC Universe Infinite, or sorry, Justice League Unlimited, the tie-in, and then Superman, the tie-in. But we're only doing those. I don't know if we're doing like the versus battles. I don't even know if we're doing all those. But anyways, Night Fight we're adding. Static Beyond. Dude, I didn't know if I should add this or not. How are you guys feeling about Batman Static Beyond? For me, this one is an Elseworlds, right? Maybe I'll catch this on DC Universe Infinite. I'm not feeling that pull to add it to the pull list, right? So I think we'll keep it on DC Universe Infinite. That one's tough, though. That one's on the edge. Batman Marvel, DC Marvel, Batman Deadpool. We're getting that for sure. Ooh, this comes out in November, dude. I gotta tell my shop about this one, I think. This is it's a DC Black Label series, I believe. Yeah, DC Black Label. But it's a crossover between Batman, Green Arrow, and The Question. That sounds sick, dude. So I gotta add that. Let's just call it Arcadia. I'll know what the hell that is, yeah. Arcadia. Black Label. I'll put in parentheses. Black Label. All right, moving right along. Okay, we got the Absolute Batman Arc M special already. Superman versus Captain America, Captain Adam. So this is what I'm talking about. I don't think I'm doing all the verses because they're $5, right? I don't know if I'm doing all the verses. Another verses. Wonder Woman versus Lobo, Harley Quinn, Zatanna, bunch of verses. So DCKO is really DC's focus over the next couple months, right? It makes sense. Oh, I gotta get this though. 50th anniversary Treasury Edition. That's not like one I need to add though. That's one if like I see it at the shop, maybe I'll pick up, you know? All right, moving right along. Actually, you know what? I can do this too. You go like this. You go like this, and then you only get the single issues that come up, okay? So we're looking at, way ahead. We're looking at February. Okay, so Feb is when the DC Vertigo stuff starts up, okay? So Bleeding Hearts is going to be an ad for sure. Do they have everything solicited or just that one? One, two, three. Okay, they only have the first 3 Vertigo titles added. Okay, so we got Bleeding Hearts. This is the one from Dennis Camp and Stepan Morian. That one's going to be an ad for sure. So Bleeding Hearts. Okay, and then End of Life. This is the one from Kyle Stark, Steve Pugh. I think this is a zombie book. I think this is a zombie book. So I think we're gonna add this one. End of Life. Let's go ahead and add it. And then finally, the last of the third, The Peril of Brutal Dark and Ezra Kane Mystery. Oh, this is the Chris Conn and Jacob Phillips one, dude. So this is an instant ad. I love that duo. Glad they're doing a DC Vertigo title. So we'll call it like whatever. Peril. It's such a long title, man. So lame, not gonna lie. All these comic titles so long. Peril of the Brutal Dark. Okay. Okay, so I think that's DC, dude. That's like our DC pull list, man. So let's take a look. Let's take a look at what we got. Oops, don't look at that. Okay, so let me pull up the comments. This is the not that button. Wrong one. Sorry, guys. A lot of moving parts here. This is the DC pull list, all right? This is what we're working with. Let's do a quick review as we pull up the comments. Okay, so Vactor says League Comic Geeks is peak. It absolutely is a must-have. How did I meet my wife, dude? Ex Bifkin. We went to high school together, man. So yeah, thanks for the question. High school sweethearts, man. Vactor says Teen Titans Go is fun. My son loves it. So with that one, yeah, that's one that I'm not gonna add on my pull list, but good to hear that it's fun. I know that there's a new Tom Taylor series called like Children of Court or something like that, and that's like a for all ages title too. You might want to check out. Bleeding Hearts is going on his pull, Vactor says, and he'll check that Arcadia out. Yeah, dude, I think Arcadia should be pretty cool. But yeah, this is what we're looking like for the DC pull list, guys. We got what, just like 18 or something like that? Did I miscount? I might have miscount 15, 16, 17. No. We got 18 pulls, guys, for DC. Is that a lot? Is that a little? I don't know. I think in the past, let's look in the past. Back in August, dude, I had like 28 or whatever. So it's a lot slimmer now, okay? Keeping it nice and tight on the DC side. Let's talk about Marvel. Marvel next. So, Marvel is interesting because I don't pull a lot of Marvel, guys. If you're new to the channel, you might know, or so you might not know that Marvel is kind of hard for me, man. I got Marvel Unlimited. I read that all the time. Of course, with a 3-month delay, it makes it kind of tough to stay up to date. But Marvel, I'm super picky, man. You really gotta like pique my interest with the Marvel. Let's see. Vactor says nice list for DC there, Kay. And then he says, do you think the DC KO tie-in events are needed? Seth the Tech says. So with the DC KO tie-ins, right? It's interesting because like if I, the way I'm looking at it, if I'm picking up a title already and it happens to be a DC KO tie-in, like Superman and Justice League Unlimited, then I'll tie it, I'll read the tie-ins. But tie-ins are like, this is not my first rodeo, you know what I mean? With the tie-ins, like Night Terror had like the worst tie-ins ever. You know what I mean? I'm trying to think of another event. I don't know. Like I can't remember another one besides Night Terror. What was the one where People were like turning into animals. Dark Crisis was also one. All the tie-ins, man. Tie-ins are kind of lame, dude. Not gonna lie. Tie-ins are kind of lame. I'm sticking to them for DCKO. Like I'm really excited about it, but I'm only reading the main title and Night Fight. You know what I mean? So those are the only titles that I'm adding to the pull. Other than that, it just so happens like if I'm already pulling the series and it happens to be a tie-in, I'll pull it and read it. But I think there's even like some Flash tie-ins to DCKO that I'm not picking up. You know what I mean? Even though it was written by Mark Waid, it's just I dropped the Flash title a long time ago. Um, X Biffin says, "Cute. Does she have a passion, interest as extreme as yours?" I don't mean extreme in a bad way, of course. No, she doesn't. She doesn't read comics or anything like that. I would say maybe her big passion is probably reading like actual books with words. You know what I mean? She's a big book reader. Vactor says, "Tie-ins will kill your wallet." Absolutely, dude. Beast World was kind of wild. I was like, I don't know how I felt about Beast World. It was okay. You know what I mean? But I don't know. That's a good example. I even forgot the name of the tie-in or the event, right? Beast World. Forgot all about it. But yeah, so this is the DC pull list here. Let's get into the Marvel because we're pulling Fantastic Four, guys. I'm excited to join. Everybody's hyping this series up. I was reading it in trades for the longest time. Trades just take so long to come out, man. And I think that this really was like some of my favorite stuff, like last year that I was reading. So joining everybody, jumping on with the ongoing with Fantastic Four. Ryan North's just been killing it. Even though that, this one and the next one maybe is a One World Under Dude tie-in, which just sucks because it's issue number 3, dude, and it's already tying into the thing. Eventually we'll get past the One World Under Doom, and it'll just be really great sci-fi from Ryan North. So I'm excited about that. Fantastic Four going on the pull. Vactor says Ryan North is great. He's killing it, man. I'm loving it, dude. So Fantastic Four, a definite add on the pull. Ultimate Hawkeye. I think this is a mini, but it's been a pretty enjoyable part of the Ultimate Universe. So let's add it. Ultimate Hawkeye. If it can't be an ongoing, it's definitely not an ongoing, but it's been pretty fun. It's like a covert ops. Like maybe he's going on missions each issue or something like that, right? So the first issue was pretty good. I think that this character Charlie is really cool. Addition to the Ultimate Universe. So that one is going on the pull list. Seth the Tech said, for reading comics, do you think it's better reading it handheld or on the app? I was just talking about this with my wife. I don't mind reading digital at all. I know some people are like physical or else. For me, it's just reading the comic, right? Like obviously there's pros to reading it physically, like in Absolute Martian Manhunter, that last page, right? That only can happen physically. Reading that digitally would make no sense. It takes the wind right out of it, right? But you're on a plane, you download 3 years worth of DC Comics on your app. That's like a great way to read it too, man. So I don't know. For me, I see the benefits of both. I read both all the time. I read digitally. I read at night all the time, right? So yeah, I read both digital and physical. Captain America, guys, we're adding this to the pool. We're adding this to the pool. Vactor asked me what Marvel series I would keep if I could only keep one. It's Captain America. I think Chip Zdarsky's just killing it. Really kind of philosophical questions going on here, like in the mirrored with David and his experiences in the Afghan war and fighting over in the Middle East. I'm liking this Captain America series so far. So it's pretty cool. Valerio Shitti's killing it on the art. That's going on the pull list. Vactress is having the backlight on digital. Yeah, dude. Like reading at night is like you can't read physically at night. Like it's impossible, right? So having something on my iPad that I can just go to pull up at night has been super helpful on the iPad, man. So like this thing, and this thing's like the size. Hold on. This thing is like the size of a single issue. Like look at this, dude. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I get it if you're reading digitally on your phone. Maybe that's not as good of an experience, but having it, I don't know, dude. Having it on the iPad is just a game changer. Ultimate Spider-Man. Of course, we're adding Ultimate Spider-Man to the poll. Even though it's only got a couple issues left, we'll add it there in spirit, right? So USM, that's on there. How are we feeling about Ultimate Wolverine, guys? I could see someone saying like, hey, I'm dropping Ultimate Wolverine. It's not that good. I'm having fun with it. I think I'm going to write it out, dude. So I like Chris Condon as a writer. Capuccio is on the art most of the time. Sometimes he's not. But yeah, I think I'm gonna add Ultimate Wolverine to the poll. Ultimate Wolverine. And obviously, we got the Ultimates, right? The Ultimates is a series written by Dennis Camp, who's just killing it over on the indie side. I think for me, I'm adding the Ultimates as well. Same thing, the Ultimate Universe is ending, but we're still adding it. It's in spirit. It's got a couple more issues of it, until I don't know, maybe like April, maybe March or something like that. So we're adding the Ultimates. Backing it up a little bit. Do I have any other passions or interests that you want to fit in your day or comic world? Comics is the main focus, dude. I got some video game stuff going. Like a Memory Card is a podcast that you can find right here on this channel with my buddy Lorenzo. So it's been fun talking video games with him. But I would say mostly it's comics. Mostly, yeah. That and like content creation and making comic book content. Factor says it's funny. He's almost every iPad and then use it 99% of the time as a comic reader. There you go. Genko says yo notes. Yell says thorough shorthand. I'd never seen it. And then Vactor says I like Ultimate Wolverine, but I don't love it. Exactly, dude. I don't love it, but I'm trying to, Chris Conn and I'm liking him. It's like a fun series. It's fun enough to keep on the pull list. Genko says respect as well, dude. Shout out. And then we got Ultimate Spider-Man Incursion. Did we already add that? We didn't. So Ultimate Spider-Man Incursion. That's like a mini, so that's like about to end, okay? So we'll put a little mark there. All right. Any other Marvel series I need to add to my pull list, guys? Any other Marvel series? Let's see. Let's see, guys. I'm wicked picky with Marvel, but let's give it a shot. Let's see what Marvel's got cooking for the next couple months. So this is this week upcoming. All the number ones. Nothing here is speaking to me. I'm not doing Book of Revelation or anything like that with the X-Men stuff. Undeadpool. I'm not an X-Men reader, guys, so that's like probably not gonna happen physically. I'm not like an Alien guy. Like I really feel like for those series, I can wait for a trade or read them digitally and then get the trade. Echo,